Happy Monday, BBN, and welcome into another edition of the KSR Weekly Round-Up. And what a week it's been. We've got Kentucky winning 2 games in Tennessee. Calipari's talking about throwing daggers. Mitch Barnhart's jumping into pools. And we got people up in Louisville cutting wrestling promos. What has just happened? Let's start off with the biggest and best news of the week. Kentucky dealing with an ice storm stays an entire week down in Tennessee. God bless them. And they go and they beat Vanderbilt 82-78 in Memorial Coliseum, and then they go to Rocky Top and completely rout the Vols to launch themselves in the conversation of this team might just be making a run. Let's start over in Nashville. Free throw shooting saved the day for the Cats in Nashville as they won 82-78, but if we're quite honest, the story of the game is how in the world did Keon Brooks not get that dunk? Television. And got called for a charge. That should have been a poster in some little kid's bedroom, but no. We're going to reward the guy who ran to a spot and stood still for a little bit. I don't like that. I don't like it. Hopefully something can change, but we all know that Keon Brooks absolutely dunked that guy, and he should never be allowed to play basketball again. I mean, how can you even step onto a court after that? After Kentucky's victory against Vanderbilt, they busted down to Knoxville where they beat the Volunteers 70-55 in Thompson Bowling Arena and just absolutely dominated the entire game. We got Isaiah Jackson dropping dunks again. We've got Jacob Toppin jumping up and throwing one down off the inbound. Davion Mintz doing his best Jody Meeks impression. BJ Boston looking like the 5-star he was supposed to be. And at this point, this team, look, I'm not going to say they're unstoppable because they very much are, but this team's getting hot at the right time. This feels like an Aaron Harrison. This is going to be a great story. Now, they still have business to take care of. They still need to go out and win the SEC tournament. But now there's a little bit of a window here where, hey, Kentucky might not even have to win the SEC championship to get in. I think it's probably still paramount that they get to the championship game. But hey, who's to say if they go and lose to, I don't know, Alabama or Tennessee by a point that you couldn't see them getting into the tournament. I mean, they're hot. They finally have a rotation. And who knows who they're going to schedule coming up. I mean, they've got 3 open games, I believe, in the SEC makeup schedule. They're going to play South Carolina. I think they might try to get Detroit Mercy or something like that in there. And then they got a wild card team. So get you another quadrant 1 team in there. I mean, Ohio State's up the road. See if they can play, get it worked out, and get yourself into a position where, hey, this Kentucky team is finally making some noise. They're turning the corner. Let's just hope it's not too late for the selection committee. But Kentucky, in my opinion, very, very much has a chance to win the SEC tournament. And then to make things even better, it was a Bluegrass daily double for us Kentucky fans. Louisville nearly gets 50-pieced by North Carolina and Chapel Hill. And to make things even better, Chris Mack and Eric Wood, for those of you who don't know Eric Wood, this is him getting absolutely dusted by Myron Pryor back in 2008. They decided to film after Chris Mack's first win against Kentucky and just absolutely trash Coach Cal, saying, Kentucky's nothing without Kenny Payne. Kentucky is going to be 0 forever against Louisville now that Kenny Payne's gone. They think Coach Cal will never beat Louisville again in the absence of Kenny Payne.
You know what Kentucky is? Minus Kenny Payne, 0-1. What? 0 forever. What? Cal will never beat you again.
After this video was put out, it kind of became clear that this video was meant in jest for Kenny Payne, which just doesn't make sense. Who brags about getting owned by Kenny Payne and just like, hey, Kenny Payne, you own me. I can never beat you. Haha. Here, I'm gonna show you as a competitor, as a coach up the road. I can't beat you. Hey, who does that? I mean, Chris Mack apparently, but hey, I think we all deserve to give Chris Mack a round of applause. I mean, congratulations. You have reignited the Kentucky-Louisville rivalry that has been dead for years because we've just owned you guys, especially since Pitino left. But hey, thank you. Cal now has motivation, and we're going to see you guys next year in Rupp. That's all we can say. It was a fun video. None of us are offended. We just bring that same energy next year. That's all we're saying. And back to what I was talking about earlier. Yes, Mitch Barnhart jumped into a pool after the Kentucky swim and dive team won their first SEC championship in school history. Women's basketball went and played South Carolina, number 2 ranked South Carolina, on the road. They ultimately lost down the stretch. And then the women's softball team is just on a roll right now, still undefeated. They waxed every team over the weekend, and then Kentucky baseball will have their home opener on Tuesday against Miami of Ohio. That's all the time we have for this week. It was a jam-packed week. It was a fun week. Fun decisions were made over the weekend. Kentucky will play Florida next week, so let's have another fun Saturday night. Let's have another $2 beer, that KS Bar night, and hey, let's rock. Let's have a good week. This is Brent Wainscott. This has been the KSR Weekly Roundup. Have a good week, everybody.